on your somatic healing and nervous system regulation recovery journey. When you're getting better from conditions like chronic pain, anxiety, panic attacks, trauma, fibromyalgia, and more, you might feel triggered sometimes by words. And I'm here to say it's just a quote, so let it go. Or it's just a quote, so let it float. I'm Healing Wolf, a professional chronic pain, anxiety, panic, and trauma recovery coach, and I work with clients to reclaim their lives when they found themselves locked down and shut out from activities they used to really love and enjoy. I went on a long journey of chronic pain. I was bedbound for a year. I had to go through hell so that I could learn what I'm bringing to you here and what I bring to my clients on Zoom. And that journey, although it was really, really challenging, the most difficult thing I ever have experienced in my life, it gave me the wisdom I need to help you. So it was worth it. And I've transformed my mind. So today's topic, it's just a quote, so let it float. I like to put quotes on YouTube from inspirational and motivational voices, especially in the Mindbody community, in the neuroplastic pain community. So I might have a quote from Dr. Hanscom, Dr. Schubiner, Alan Gordon, people who have really helped, practitioners who have really helped me on my journey. And sometimes those quotes are so provocative that when I share them, people will get really upset. And I would just say that if you're in fight or flight and your nervous system has been amped up for a while, anything might be triggering. But it's your doorway. That triggering process is your doorway to a whole new world. And if you can pass through that triggering process and learn how to let it float, it's just a quote, let it float on by, then you will develop a mind that is resilient and is processing information in a way that is really healthy. So if I put a quote, like I recently did, in some groups, some recovery groups on Facebook, and it says something along the lines of, you really are not helping yourself by talking about your chronic pain, by telling everybody about it, because it fixates your mind on it and makes it more wired into your brain. And a lot of people get upset. Oh, that lacks so much compassion. Oh, I got to talk about it. You're trying to mansplain me. You're trying to, oh, what a masculine perspective. People are bringing their own baggage, if you will, to the quote. And it's just a quote. Let it float. Let it float on by. If you don't agree with it, then allow a quote you don't agree with to be an opportunity for you to, even if it's some political quote, allow it to be an opportunity for you to just let it float on by. You don't need to attack it or the person who shared it. That's not going to help. You don't need to believe it. And if you feel a triggering happening within you, that gives you a big opportunity to realize that your mind is processing way different than somebody else's mind, right? So a vegan and a carnivore are going to really look at a picture of a hamburger and have a different response, a different reaction. The vegan might get upset or grossed out, and the carnivore will salivate. So it's all about processing. And we want to create in our minds a system of processing data that benefits us on our recovery. So for me, that means developing the ability to have something float by like a cloud, to look at some words and use my prefrontal cortex to say, they're just words. Whatever, somebody thinks something. And realize that it's not a threat to me. If someone disagrees with me, someone has a totally different perspective, that's their journey. That's their circus. That's their way of experiencing the world. But every time I put one of those quotes out, I'll have a bunch of people who are like thumbs up and heart because they get it. And usually it's a quote that takes somewhat a more, let's say, you need to be at a more advanced stage of the journey of recovery to be able to even understand that quote. So I apologize sometimes and say, okay, yeah, if you're not understanding it or getting it, then it's fine. Like, be where you are. You're at your stage. And sometimes that's offensive to people too. I don't tiptoe around because this is my work. This is my mission. This is my passion to get people out of hell. And sometimes they need a little nudge, a little shake up to move into a new way of thinking. And I certainly did. And I had some great coaches that helped me along the way. So take a moment and subscribe to this channel and give me a thumbs up, ring the bell. And then I'm going to tell you about a little process that you can do to see a quote and let it float. All right, so here's the process. When you see a quote that you don't agree with, like if you love animals and someone says dogs should only be allowed to live outside, they are beasts, for example. You see that quote, and we all have an opinion. Dogs are fine to come inside if you don't have allergic people, whatever, it's cool. My Belizean friend says most people, where he's from originally, dogs are meant to be outside. It's part of the culture. And so, hey, maybe a lot of Belizeans think this, dogs should be outside. They protect your land, they patrol your yard, they have their job, and keep them out in the sunshine so they can enjoy the fresh air. So looking at those words, I'd like you to allow that quote to float and dissolve, float up into the air, and all the letters of the words just jumble up and vanish, just like a cloud dissolving into clear blue sky. Now, how did that feel? Try it. Get out there and use it. Use this. It's just a quote, let it float mentality. And let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know how it goes. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, head over to healingwolfcoaching.com and book a consult. Sign up for my newsletter. I've got some exciting stuff I'm working on. So stay in the community. Stay in the healing den. Here's some more videos. And here's the subscribe. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.